person talking about love, man, brother, is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher.
Damn it!
What are you doing? I'm fucking over here sweating like a hooker talking to a beat cop.
Is it like the 1950s right now?
Well, that's a good reference.
Yeah, see? Not trying to sell their money, see? Ain't y'all talkers. I have no idea what we're even going to talk about.
Recovery.
Recovery.
And Matt Kroc. Alright, let's get to this shit.
Start drinking now?
Oh.
Not yet. Hey, Chalk Talkers, this is Dummy Challenge number 1. Can you say that? I feel like I'm in a frat challenge now.
The lamest frat challenge ever.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're gonna drink water.
Oh yeah!
Uh-oh! Hashtag water
You
waste.
know that people die from that all the time, though, right? Like
Yeah,
they
not
stop
from
doing
1
that on
gallon.
radio shows. Cause, well, it would be they do the gallon rate chug as fast as you can, and the guy chugged like a gallon of water in like 5 minutes and died.
Oh, good for him. Sounds like a fucking quitter. Hey, Chalk Talkers.
Hey, Chalk Talkers. Alright, hey, Chalk Talkers. On this episode of Chalk Talk.
I mean, if you want, I can try and talk like you just a little bit.
How about
Yeah.
This way.
How about you
we
get
get going?
started?
It started.
I'm
This is
talking
already.
to Josh.
Jesus Christ.
You got the easiest job in the world, and you can't
There's one
swear that away.
fucking button. It's not even a
God.
button, it's a touch screen. You touch anywhere on there. And it's the
Are you
right
still
button.
sweating?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
Are you gonna start this sometime? Or we just...
I don't wish, but it would have been interesting to see how you did that day we were here with Ben Rice when it was actually hot in
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Yeah.
It was
No,
horrible.
Dude, at work, I am disgusting. I have to keep a towel with me to check people in because I have to wipe the sweat off because it will drip down my face while I'm checking them in.
Chalk Talk is now sponsored by Tampax to wipe up Josh's sweat.
All the same great moisture protection without the bulk. Does it have wings?
I hate you guys.
What kind of powerlifting news we got going on right now?
Well, we should probably intro the show.
Yeah, start the
Oh
show
my.
Hey, Chalk Talkers.
and see.
Hey, Chalk Talkers,
This thing's
welcome
leaking
back.
over my fucking
God damn it! Is that your trick to winning?
It's leaking over my dick.
That's the first time something's been on your dick that's not a dude.
I know, right? I'm sorry, honey.
Okay, so
Alright.
let's start this over. Go ahead.
This is...
No, we don't need a timer. We need to just start the show.
Hey, Chalk Talkers, here we are. Hey, Chalk Talkers, welcome back. We got another great episode. Today we're going to be talking about recovery, different ways to do that, when to do it. We also have a fun little challenge going on today. As you can see, Jaren is lifting up his water jug. We've decided...
I got an idea. Can I interrupt real quick?
Of
Yeah.
course.
Maybe you should buy a $65 gallon, water container instead of the cheap plastic.
This is why.
Then it wouldn't pour all over you.
Yeah.
That's actually
Don't be
Well,
cheap.
I have a 3-gallon one.
It's got a hole in it.
It's his trick though, so that way he doesn't have to
Arguably.
drink the whole gallon.
Oh, that's true.
Arguably, there's water pouring out of it.
Arguably.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Nope, that's water coming out.
Allegedly.
Well, I could put it in my 3-gallon one, but then it doesn't look the same.
Huh, okay.
Anyways.
Well, last night, Adrian got the great idea to up the ante and do a nice little water challenge with us today.
Well, for me personally, I like drinking water.
I love drinking water.
I love water so much.
So here's kind of the idea behind it is I feel like you're going to lose. That's what I seriously feel. And then it gives us an opportunity to basically beat you into submission by doing something stupid like squatting until you puke or I don't know. Something just ridiculously stupid.
Wait a minute, why did you two
We're
get
gonna have a
excited
tire
for
flip.
that?
We could have a tire flip and we'll
Yeah,
sit
that's a
outside.
good one.
So basically,
Without pissing.
trying to come up with fun little challenges that would be not so entertaining for us, maybe entertaining for other people. I think at some point during this, you got to finish a gallon before the end of the show. I think at some point, one of us is going to be sitting here kind of fidgeting because we got to pee so
Can
bad.
we start drinking now?
Yeah. There's only one bathroom.
Oh, it's broke. Oh, it's broke.
Yep, that's broke.
Oh, it's real broke. Oh, shit.
That was pretty stupid.
Hey, we're trying to do a show up here. Let's go.
I'm getting the water.
Oh shit! Is this how we're gonna beat Jaron? Is while he's cleaning up his mess, we're all just gonna chug away.
Oh my god, he's probably going to the bathroom down there too.
Don't go to the bathroom!
Alright, so, anyway.
While Jaren's figuring all this
Yeah.
out. So basically the challenge is to drink a gallon of water, not go pee. It'll be tough, but it'll give us an excuse to beat Josh down with some sort of
Something
challenge.
that's not lifting.
Yeah.
Why are you all so for sure I'm going to lose this?
Well, because I'm used to water loading.
Sure.
This guy over here, he always drinks water like this, so I think he'll be fine.
Hold on, though.
Jared's a little iffy because he drinks one Viso and then he's sitting here for a half hour. I gotta pee. So I think there's a chance, like, you might not get it, but I think between you two, you'll have a tough time.
Man, I'm being compared with the guy who just spilled his water all
All over my leg. It's not good.
With this great water bottle that doesn't leak. Well, while we wait for him to do that, let's go ahead and talk about what went on this week. Anybody got any good news? Anything fun?
What's going on with that competition in August? That's only a couple weeks
Oh
away.
yeah, August 29th. That's that
XTC
XTC
qualifier.
Yeah, it's an Arnold qualifier in Linwood, Washington, and that's going to be a really good show, I think. And I think it's a great opportunity to qualify to go to the Arnold. And you know, if you've never been to the Arnold, never lifted in the Arnold, it's a great experience, and I think it's a cool thing to do.
Have you ever been to the Arnold?
No,
You haven't been there? It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of people.
I was that's what my goal is this year, is to get there.
Go to the Arnold?
Yeah,
All right. I'll go with you.
Where's it at?
in Ohio.
Ohio. When we went to the Arnold,
It's okay, guys, I'm back.
we got there at 1 in the morning. Go to rent a car, and I wanted to obviously rent the cheapest car possible.
Yeah.
I get the car, and they tell me I can't rent that type of car because it's snowing so bad. I actually have to rent a car that's like $55 a day or $60 a day. So I rent that, and then have to drive 15 miles an hour to my hotel that just happens to be an hour away. Yeah, it was super fun.
That's pretty awesome.
So I got into my hotel probably about 3:30 in the morning, and I was up at 7 to go to the cage, to lift the cage. I think I was lifting like 11 or 12 in the afternoon, and it was, I was so tired. It was tough. But it's fun. It was an experience. Everybody's got to try it.
We should try
I feel like
something
you have to
else.
be like good before they just let you try.
Well, we're talking about just going to all the
and we're
Arnold.
talking about the XBC.
Just showing up.
Oh, okay.
Just showing up and checking it out. It's
I was
an
like,
experience.
It's the animal cage thing. I'm sure. Why
Yeah,
not?
I'll just go.
It's kind of cool.
Why
Like,
not?
like at one spot, I was walking over to Mark Bell's booth and passed Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it's just kind of cool just to be like, I mean, I didn't stop or talk to him or
Yeah.
anything, but just to pass and be like, oh, I've seen a couple of your movies.
One or two.
Yeah, it was cool.
You.
I saw,
You looked at him and you're like, hey, did you see me benching? Like,
I
what's
saw
up?
Bones Jones, John Jones from UFC there.
Mhm.
I also saw the guy from Shark Tank.
Which one? The Mark.
Cuban?
No, not Cuban. I don't really
Mr.
not the one with the shaved head.
Mr. Lucky?
Mr. Wonderful.
Mr. Wonderful.
No.
That's what it is.
Black guy?
Yeah,
Here.
I didn't really want to say that. So
I like that you picked up on
Damon,
that.
Damon, Fubu.
Yeah.
I saw him there.
Fubba.
He's actually, this is no joke, he is short. Like, he might be 5'1".
Really?
Like, no joke. He is a short dude. We passed each other and just kind of like almost rubbed shoulders as I was walking out. He was coming in. And I was like, oh my God, that's, whoa. And I go to turn around and he just keeps going, you know. He's wanting to go walk. He's into health and fitness and stuff, so he wants to check it out. But he's a short dude.
Well, I'm sure, too, he didn't want to respond to the guy like, oh, you're the black guy from Shark Tank.
Well, listen, I didn't want to be rude and just like, hey.
Shaved head.
I was trying to be nice about it and not, hey, that guy.
Yeah. That's a new approach
You could have just
for
been
you.
like,
Yeah.
hey man, you're from Shark Tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Jared,
Well,
anything fun happened for you this week?
No.
I
I'm moving this weekend.
Oh,
We're going to a wedding tomorrow. This will be my second wedding this year in 100+ degree weather in polyester dress slacks. That'll be fun.
Nice.
Then you gotta be ready for a seminar the next
Yeah,
day.
then we're teaching a seminar at
You
Dragon's
don't have a
Nest.
very large speaking role in it, just so you know.
That's okay. I'm just covering 2/3 of powerlifting, so fuck me, right?
Those are the
And
two
then-
things that don't matter, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm learning.
You
Then
always
I'm moving on
squat when you're
Sunday.
pooping in the woods.
I don't go to the woods.
You know there's bugs out there, right?
There's bugs.
Ew.
Did I ever tell you a story about a llama chasing me?
Yeah.
Yeah, not good. A llama chased me when I was camping once.
I got a camping story.
Oh God.
Oh man,
Oh, boy.
I want to hear your llama story.
I was a kid and
Where do you camp to be around like naturally occurring llamas?
That was going to be my question.
it's a funny story. So we go camping.
It's a domesticated thing. You wouldn't understand.
There's this long trail that goes to the lake to go fishing.
Yeah.
And so I'm probably like 9 or 10, so I take my fishing pole, head on down there by myself, and I'm trying to fish. Little did I know, a group of people came and started camping right next to us, and they just had baby llamas. The interesting thing about baby llamas, you apparently have to bottle feed them. And so they bring the baby llamas with them to bottle feed them. One gets away. I'm sitting there fishing, and I kind of hear some brush start moving, and I'm like, what? And I see this llama's head poke out. 9, 10 years old, I don't really know what a llama is. I grew up in the city. I don't know what a llama looks like. And it's super friendly.
Alien abduction.
Yeah, so it starts walking towards me. I drop my pole and bolt. I'm not the fastest runner, so this thing's just prancing right behind me. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. You know, I'm trying to hide behind trees, and this thing just pokes its head around the tree and stares at me. Ah, I scream, take off running again. Eventually get to the campground. Everybody's laughing at me. It's a bunch of drunk adults and thinking how funny it is, and yeah, traumatized me.
So my story is similar to yours, except for the llamas.
My story's similar to yours, except completely different.
Except for the llamas. I was a drunk adult. So this is the one time that I've been camping, like, in my quasi-adult life. And basically all we did is drink on a beach. Like, we boated out to this thing. It was, like, on a beach camping.
I could
somewhere
see
in the
you
gorge.
camping at like a rest stop.
That would be my style of camping. So, preface it, I didn't shit the whole weekend that we were there. I waited till we boated back in town for a beer run. Just because I can't control what's going to happen. So, I just need to have I need to have a handle on the variables. So, this is great. This is like the second night that we're there camping, and we're all drunk. We've been drinking all day. And I'm with my wife's cousin, and we decide, like, oh, well, we need to build a fire so that we can sit around the fire and, like, drink tequila. So we're going out and we're looking for firewood on the beach and on the Columbia River. There's nothing that can burn. So I'm like, oh, there's a log over there. We can burn that because it's dry. This thing's like 15, 20 feet long, about this wide. It's a whole fucking tree that fell over. And so we're hammered, and I was like, all right, so squat down on the other side, like lift with your legs. I was like, yo, brace the core. Hammered. Grab her onto the tree. I pick up my end, and there's a bee's nest that's in my end of the tree. So next thing you know, I drop the tree, and I just start bolting down the beach, just hammered and screaming, just, ah! Yeah, bees chasing me down. I ended up, this is the first time I met my wife's family, by the way. I got stung on my balls by the bees, and so then I got to spend, while everybody was sitting around the campfire, because there was wood to burn 5 feet from the fire pit. I'm sitting there as she's kneeling down, putting like burn cream on my sack in front of her family.
I'm sorry, Jeff, for anything that I've done.
So that's
Yeah,
camping. That's
that's-
camping.
That's
It gets
the,
better.
I get that.
She drugged me with Benadryl the next morning because I sneezed. So we woke up and I sneezed, and then she's like, "Here, take this." I was like, "I'm fine." She's like, "No, take it. It's your allergies." So I do that, and then we started drinking again. And then I ended up falling asleep face down, half out of the tent, half in the tent for the rest of the afternoon.
We had a party at my house, and I did I was the drunk adult, and we had a bunch of yellow jacket, like the little holes where the yellow jackets come out of the ground and stuff. We had those all over the place. So we're drunk, and like they started like buzzing by us, and so my friends were like, "Oh man, all these damn yellow jackets!" I'm like, "I got this. I know what to do." So I just went over and started pissing in one of the holes of the yellow jackets, and my friends were like, "Are you seriously pissing the bees?"
Oh,
So I
man.
turned around, I'm like, "Yeah, I And then I feel something like on my nuts, and I'm like, what? Look down. My entire balls are just covered in yellow jackets. Just all sorts of semen. Like, ah! Oh! Oh, shit! Ah! Yeah, that was a fun.
That's not good.
I'm sorry.
And that's why I don't camp.
Yeah, that's why if you booze, you lose. Like, that is terrible.
That's why you just drink water, kids.
Water.
Yeah, water wasted. We're starting a sobriety project. We're gonna call it.
All right, let's talk about some brand new news in powerlifting. Matt Kroc
Mm-hmm.
posted something on Facebook, or maybe it specifically wasn't him, but there's some articles out about him considering or
Being a
going transgender. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's cool. I mean, like, if that's what he wants, if that's what makes him happy, more power to him.
I read an article last night that he said he's going to wait until his boys are done with high school.
Right. I read
That
that.
it isn't their choice; it's his choice.
Mhm.
That just kind of out of a, he wants to get to that spot in their life before he makes this type of change.
Well, I kind of respected that too. And he
Yeah.
also mentioned one of the other big questions, because I forget, was it MMA where they had the transgender
Yeah.
person? There's been a lot of controversy about where a transgender male can actually compete in contact or strike sports.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that he had mentioned is that, if he does fully transition, then he's done with competition. And part of his one of the things he's working around is deciding whether or not he's ready to be done in something that he's spent so much of his life doing.
Right. That'd be a tough challenge. I've
You thought about being transgender? Or
yeah, I have
We've all done.
contemplated
You have to start squatting.
over the last few months of like, when do I decide to quit powerlifting? And it's interesting, I still have some goals that I want to reach before I get to that spot, but it would be tough to say I have a decision to either do something that I really want to do or be a powerlifter. I have the ability, I can say I quit whenever I want, or
Right.
I can continue to go. There's nothing that once I make a decision, I can't do it again. It's just interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this all turns out.
Yeah.
I'm super surprised, but I mean, good on him for doing
Yeah.
whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing is a lot of people when they're through these transitions, it's becoming more and more a thing of people just not being comfortable with who they are. As long as it makes them happy and comfortable, there's nothing wrong with it. But eventually, though, powerlifting will have to find a time where you have to decide who falls under what category for records.
Yeah.
Would there be a time where someone could transition and then would go for female records? Or are they going to have their own just neutral, these are records. They're not male, they're not female, they're just weightlifting records.
I think
Powerlifting
that
records.
I don't think that that's fair to the women's side of the sport, and I don't, be able as you may, but I don't feel that it would be fair to women's powerlifting to have male to female transgenders be able to go after the women's records, because I feel like once you've gone through puberty as a man, as far as like bone structure and ability to accumulate muscle mass, even if you were to begin that transition process, I think you're still going to have a significant advantage.
You're light
over
years
females.
ahead.
Yeah, you're going to be so far ahead of even females on drugs
Sure.
that I just don't think it'll be fair for that half of the sport.
So then what would be a solution or some sort of compromise between the two? Can you think of one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know.
There probably have to be some sort of
They'd have to maybe come up with a third
transgender
category
or
or they,
The
non-descriptive.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
or we just start another
Class.
federation.
Yeah. That's probably what the best solution is.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out and kind of what happens. You started to see it in CrossFit. You saw it in MMA. Saw it in the Olympics. Now we're seeing it in powerlifting. I don't think that it's I think all sports could be could have to figure out a solution to what we have coming up.
I don't think we're far away from the NBA, NFL, or Major League Baseball having to deal with the same issue also.
Yeah.
Figuring out where people kind of fit in and how they can use it. But I mean, that's inevitably going to happen.
That'll be the interesting thing, like team sports like that at a professional level, are all picked by a GM, so they get to kind of pick based on that person's talent. I think in the NBA, I think we've been really close to seeing women play in the NBA. I think football, maybe a little bit less likely. Not saying that it couldn't be done, but I think in a strength sport, or that's divided by, you know, okay, these are specifically the men and these are specifically the women, or where the challenge is going to come
Right.
in.
I think that's
You know,
fair.
if Matt Kroc played basketball and he was a really good basketball player, no matter if he decided to be transgender or not, he could probably be picked up by a team and
Yeah.
it wouldn't matter.
All right. I'm already feeling this water, and I'm like a liter and a quarter.
You know that it's 3.78 liters is a gallon, right?
So I don't have to finish all 4 of them.
No.
How do you
Oh,
know
that's
that?
nice.
Because I was. That's
he
why I was
went
sitting
to-
over here. Yeah. Because I went to the thing called school.
I was homeschooled,
I
so
was-
I knew that by the time I was like 5.
I was busy doing other things.
Yeah. Those kids that are homeschooled, they generally just know things all the time anyway. Because they actually do this weird thing called learning.
186,000 miles per second.
I don't get that reference.
Speed of light. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh,
so there's that.
Okay.
Watermelon.
Yeah, see, while you were learning that stuff, I watched and played sports. I think that's the difference. I can throw without getting laughed at, but I may not.
I can't.
How much money are you making off your sports career, asshole? Because I'm pretty sure I'm at least 2 steps ahead of you at making a living doing a sport.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Well, anyway, all right. Today we're going to talk a little bit about recovery, right? Jaron, what's some of the importances with recovery?
Yes.
Did you literally just said Jaron and looked at Jeff?
Yeah. You did.
Yeah,
I don't need school. I
You know-
played softball or football.
it's the water, man. It's too much. Now, y'all could have just ignored that though, because our listeners.
He's had less than 1 glass of water.
No, I drank another one of the bottles.
Oh.
That's
why
why
Jesus-
the
that's
I
why
have
I
more than a gallon in here because I poured the rest of the gallon and I added
Now
some.
we got excuses. You'll probably drop and break that one too.
No, this one's solid. This one's from New Seasons. It's BPA.
Okay.
All right.
Recovery. So I mean, this is an interesting topic because I think it's one of the things that's not addressed a lot, and I think that especially with as we've talked about that whole hashtag beast mode and all this stuff, and everybody always wants to go hard.
No
people,
off days.
Yeah, people always neglect that they need to have that time to let their bodies rebuild and recover and recuperate. And you don't want to just, if you're always going in the gym, like I'm gonna kill it in the gym for 7 days a week, and for 52 weeks a year, I'm just gonna go nonstop. It's like you're never having any time to let your body rebuild, and you're never properly recovering from all that. You're not getting the most out of the gym, and that's where I think that overtraining thing really comes into play, of not taking any rest days at all.
I think that's because people assume that they're getting stronger while they're training instead of getting stronger while they're recovering from their training. So it's that stimulate versus annihilate kind of mentality, and everybody's so used to being kind of masochistic with their training. Do you want me to
Can we
explain
use
what that means?
smaller words?
I was just gonna say, what is it with you?
Sorry,
today?
I'm drinking water.
Did you look at Wikipedia before we started this or
You
something?
mean a dictionary?
Whatever. Jeez.
I was using my thesaurus to make sure I knew what was going on.
Anyways,
The biggest word you've ever said on the podcast before today was watermelon. And you're wondering why we're surprised because you're using all these other words.
I gotta keep our relationship fresh.
I feel like now I know a whole new side of you, Jenny.
I'm smart.
One of the things, I kind of plan my week out. Saturday is my bench day, and just as an example, when I have things to do around the house, maybe yard work or painting or whatever kind of chores, all of that stuff is designed around my workout. Like I don't typically go and do a bunch of like labor intensive work, maybe like on Friday, because I don't want to be tired when I start to when I'm lifting. Try to always have a couple of days of rest in between before I bench, because that's the most important day for me. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys structure any of your life around any of your training?
Sometimes I do. I mean, it depends on really if I'm getting ready for a contest or something. If like where I am in a prep, getting ready for a show or something, that's gonna depend on if I'm gonna structure my life around my training. If I'm just kind of like maintaining off season, just kind of working out, then I look at it, especially for my sport being in the strongman, you've got to kind of like, oh, I'm tired, I'm beat up. Doesn't matter. I've got to go max effort right now. So that being said, I don't always structure my life around my training and my off season. It's a little bit more, okay, I'm a little bit tired today, a little bit beat up. Good, let's go do max yokes. Well, that's stupid. I hate it. But, then I'm not going to work out the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do a lot of, especially in my off season, I'll do a lot more auto-regulatory kind of training where it's like I feel like shit today. I wake up, my body's broken, it's just battered. Probably not going to train today. But I think that also comes with that experience of being in the gym a lot. I don't think that if you just started in the gym last week and you're like, oh, I feel beat up today, I shouldn't go to the gym. No, you probably are fine.
Just out of shape, yeah.
Just go to the gym. But if you've been training for years, you kind of understand when it's not just like that, the delayed onset muscle soreness, the DOMS. It's not just that. It's like actual like pain or something, and it's actually like, okay, training today would just be foolish and foolhardy. I'm not going to go into the gym today. I'm going to take a rest day. Maybe I'll take a rest week. When I first started really getting serious about training, I used to do 8 weeks on, 1 week off, always. I would train 8 weeks straight and then take a week of not doing anything. Like maybe do some yoga or some light cardio or something, but I wouldn't train at all, wouldn't hit the gym. And then it would be like, all right, back into the gym, back into lifting. And when I'm getting closer to a contest, and I need to make sure I hit these numbers, need to make sure I'm hitting these events, need to make sure I'm hitting this or that. That's when it starts to be, okay, I've got, my trainings this weekend is going to be this day and this day on Friday and Saturday. I don't want to lift too heavy on Thursday. I want to go in Friday, let's say, like it's real event day. Then Saturday will be another event day. Then Sunday I'm not going to be training. Then Monday will be light, getting back into it and stuff like that. So I'll start to structure my life a little bit about it as I'm getting closer to contests. But on a day-to-day kind of grind, I'm not going to worry about it.
Yeah, and I try to keep a bit of a schedule just because I also am sprinkling this in and around coaching other people, 10 hours plus a day. And so I try to keep a schedule, but I have priority days. So like I've got my main squat, bench, and deadlift days. Those are going to be like my priority 1 days. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm pushing some of the accessory work off onto some of the other days. So if I have something that comes up in my schedule like today, and this whole weekend I'm moving on Sunday, I'll still get my main deadlift work in. I'll throw in a little bit of the accessory work instead of doing that whole other accessory day. If I'm prepping for a meet, then I try to structure the rest of my schedule around what those training days need to be and what I know I need as far as recovery. But during the rest of it, I've got a business to manage and a wife and all those other things.
Right.
So I try and do my best to make them fit together.
So Sarah, you guys were talking about, Jeff, you were saying that your muscles need to recover.
Right.
Do you need a recovery day kind of for your mind also to go along with that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I haven't really even turned on my Xbox in like 6 months, but I am a gamer. I love to game. I love to play games. I love to read comics, all that stuff. When I'm like coaching and training and all that stuff, my mind is completely focused on those things. And if I try to do that all the time, I slowly start to get burnt out on it. So what I try to do is have at least 1 day a week where it's just, I'm just going to go watch, catch up with Arrow. Or I'm going to, watch movies. Or I'm going to watch the latest, movie trailers. Or, read the latest comics. I just started finally reading the New 52.
Oh, nice. Which one are you reading?
Right now I'm just going to Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay, nice.
But
Aquaman's
anyway.
a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, it's still, I'm just like, I try to take that time where I don't even think about the gym at all. And just try to live a regular life, like for 1 day out of the week. Just 1 day that I'm like, do something that's not gym related. And of course, there's still a little bit of gym trickles in. There's still like, it's still eggs at the back of my mind or whatever. And it's like, but it's still, taking that break gives me the opportunity that when I come back, I'm like, I'm ready to be back. I'm ready to get back at it and really get after it. And like, there's this thing of when I take my rest weeks, like I took a rest week and I went and got knuckle tattoos because I was bored. then I took a rest week and I went and bought a new car. Then I took a rest week and I bought a new computer. Took a rest week, went and bought. So it was like I would train for 8 weeks.
A lot of money in
and then I'd take rest weeks and I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna go buy something or I'm gonna go do something like awesome or whatever and do these big grandiose trips or something. And now I don't have I don't structure my rest weeks the same anymore because of how just my life is, and being a coach now and coaching and all that stuff. I can't just be like, nah, I'm not going to come for the next week. You know, I still have to go to the gym. Even if I'm not training, I still need to go to the gym and coach. So now it's like if I go to the gym and, like if I have to be at the gym and I'm coaching all day or something and it's like I'm not training that day, I start getting antsy if it's not me to be training. So what I'll do, there's a movie theater just right up the street from where my gym is. So I'll just be like, I got time, and I'll just run over and go watch a movie. So I'm not just sitting in the gym, just sitting there staring at the walls like, don't train today. Don't train today.
I already got knuckle tattoos.
Any of you guys do any kind of like massage or chiropractor work?
Not as much, not as often as I should.
Yeah.
I see the value in it, but it also costs money. If I had an unlimited budget, I'd go to the chiro every single week. I'd probably get a massage at least every other week.
Yeah. I noticed that when I was getting massages weekly, it really helped my lifting tremendously. And an interesting thing, I just went and saw this doctor, and I don't remember, the name of the practice he does is too big. There's no way I could repeat it. But basically, he works a lot with nerves, right? So he started with my head and started like massaging a part of my head to kind of relax the body. And he dug into my chest, and I've been having a little bit of pain right there. He dug into it, and it was like super painful. He held my arm out, twisted my bicep, and then applied the same amount of pressure, and I didn't feel it at all. And so it gave him the opportunity to go in there and really dig it out. And with something where a massage, that would have been tremendously uncomfortable. It was, I didn't feel it. It almost, if I wouldn't have looked down and saw that he was that far into my pec, I wouldn't have thought he was even touching me. It's kind of crazy. So I noticed with that, my back was, super sore. My shoulder was a little sore. And after that, I was able to lift the next day, and it wasn't an issue at all. Everything felt really good.
Do you hear locally?
Oregon City.
Nice.
What about like things of pools or hot tubs, things like that? Do you guys use those during your recovery time at all?
I do. I use the. I'm a big fan of the sauna after I train. I like to train and then go sit in the sauna for like 15-20 minutes after I train. That's just the thing I've done like forever. And so for me, that's the thing I really enjoy. For me personally, I really enjoy.
I was waiting for it.
I noticed that as I was speaking, I didn't say it, so I had to jump back in there. But I enjoy to hit in the sauna afterwards, just help my muscles kind of relax a little bit and get ready for coming back and training. Especially, because I'm at the gym so much and stuff, I do lots of times I'll do like 3 training sessions in a day and stuff like that. So I'll do try to do a lot more active recovery stuff throughout the day to try to help my body keep rebuilding and stay strong.
I personally like the hot tub.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do a lot of icing anymore. A couple years ago, I would always ice my shoulders on the way home from the gym, and I don't do that. But now, at least twice a week, I go and spend about an hour in a hot tub and just kind of soak and relax. And that's kind of my downtime of, just relaxing.
Yeah. That was a big thing for me. I always really enjoyed was we would do somewhat similar stuff for swimming. We'd have our kind of recovery days where it's super light, but I would love to just be able to sit in the hot tub and relax and just chill and kind of let your mind go. It's a good spot.
The other part about recovery, I think sometimes is often overlooked is things you could do at home, with a foam roller or a lacrosse ball. I don't honestly feel like we talk about massages and chiropractic work, and I think all that's good. And if you can afford it, great, go and do it as regularly as you can. But even just taking one day that you maybe consider a rest day or a recovery day and roll out and spend a solid hour really digging into areas that are sore or areas you've worked really hard that week. That'll tremendously help.
I do that a couple times a week, usually at least twice, and it's in between my most typically it's after my bench day and it's after my squat day, since those I feel cause the most damage for me. Deads are fine, but my back recovers just fine. I will notice more I need to do the prehab up on my shoulders just because I carry the bar pretty low when I squat. And if I don't do that, then the shoulders turn to garbage, then I start to get tendonitis, and then it hurts when I bench, and then when I bench, then my shoulders start to fall apart too. So I'm a big fan of using the roller or PVC pipe. I will use a lacrosse ball and dig out the glute. I do some of the band distracted hip mobility work. I want to get one of the ex-wife so I can start doing the body tempering.
Right.
That stuff is shit. But I do that, and then I'll do some stretching. I don't do a lot of just static stretching. I usually do more soft tissue work.
What's for people that might not know? I'll just jump in for Josh here. What's the ex-wife?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Donnie Thompson.
I
It's
thought
like
he said XY.
No.
ex-wife. So, have you seen a foam roller?
Yeah.
So you roll on the foam roller. This foam roller rolls on you, and it's about 130 pounds. It's just a solid
jeez.
piece of steel or something like that, and
It's
you literally can roll it on different parts of your body. He's got them in different sizes, but basically you're leaving yourself in a position where you can't contract the muscle into the foam roller. A lot of times, if you've got a spot that's particularly tender, if you don't know how to like be comfortable with pain, you're going to tense up, and it's never actually going to get the chance to dig in and actually fix any of those tissues that are all grizzled. And with this, you just drop it on you, and it feels like shit, but it's amazing.
I honestly feel like we can find a 130-pound transient that could probably come and roll on you. Save you some money.
We aren't tired. I can probably
Yeah.
find two.
Probably.
No, there's an ex-wife.
But that is the same. What I was gonna say. Like I don't use any of the. I've never gone to a chiropractor. Never gone to a masseuse. Any of that stuff. I've always just used the foam rollers and the mobility tools, and I've always been a big fan of doing stretching and all my own self kind of massage things.
Punching trees.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No,
stuff like
That's
that.
always good for the bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good.
I've found that I've been able to
Help
keep.
strengthen them all.
I've been able to fix pretty much anything I've needed to on my own with just knowing the right techniques to use with a couple really basic things. I did rotate my pelvis last year, and I had to have that reset by the chiropractor. But other than that, for the most part, like if I stay up on it, the best rehab for me is good prehab, and
Right.
so that's making sure that I don't. The times that I have pissed something off or gotten like not injured per se,
Yeah.
but I've gotten thrown off of healthy. It's been because I've neglected that regular maintenance work, and I think a lot of people do that where they're like, if they're fucked up, then they're gonna start doing mobility work. As soon as they don't feel bad anymore, they're gonna stop.
Right.
And you need to keep that
Yeah,
maintenance work in
I've
there.
done a lot of
I've done that
athletes
before.
have done that, and that's always been. That's why, for me, whenever I always tell all my athletes the same three things, and I've said it before, and I'll say it probably all the time. The three things that I always try to work with all
For
my
me
athletes.
personally.
For me personally, the three things that I always try to work on with my athletes is I always try to primarily that mobility and that flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go for that good core strength, and then we'll finish it off with good grip strength. So if you get those three things down, everything else will just fall into place. Because you have good core strength, you keep that back tight the whole time. You can hold through a heavy squat. You can hold through deadlifts. You can brace right for benching, things like that. If you have good grip, you can hold onto a bar. You're not going to worry about dropping that bar. And if you have good range of motion, good mobility and flexibility, it just ties it all in together.
I feel like all of that would be the same advice you'd give a stripper.
It's true.
Of course.
Most of my athletes.
I don't know.
So for somebody who is maybe not competing but trying to get big in the gym, has a life, has a job, what
Can't drink a gallon of water.
they-
Keep going. This water's so tough to get down.
I'm like my second bottle.
Yeah. This chocolate milk had already be gone. But since it's water, we got to start sipping it now.
First of all,
Pinky's up too.
you guys suck. All right, now if I throw up, I'm just gonna throw up on Jaren.
Let's find
Whatever,
drop
already-
water on me.
Jared's the one that
Already
didn't
wet.
say anything, and he's gonna throw up on
He's
Jared.
over here.
That seems to be like a common thing
Yeah.
is when nobody says something, the one person that does say something doesn't
It's-
get the retaliation.
Right.
That's everybody else.
Right.
So I think we're used to it.
But so, average Joe who's going to the gym trying to get big, what sort of recovery days should they look for? I mean, are we talking for somebody like that? Is it 3 days out of the week? Is it they should
I
have
think-
just one main focus?
It depends on the amount of training that they're doing. For your average person who's coming in and lifting 3-4 times a week, spend 10 minutes doing some good mobility work when you're done. That's it.
It depends on the kind of, not just the amount of training you're doing, but the kind of training you're doing. I think
Yeah.
also the time that you've been doing it. Because I think you can have your average Joe who's still just wants to get big, still just going to the gym, but they, they go beast mode and they're in the gym, 6 days a week, every week. They don't compete, they don't go to big competitive gyms, but they're always in the gym training, and
not really making gains.
Right. And I think that those are the people that really are going to benefit a lot from taking the time to really take that rest time and really take that time to do prehab and recover and work on the mobility stuff, and because they're just getting all those muscles all tightened up and they're never learning to relax, so they just walk around like this. They look a lot like Adrian.
Well, one of the things too I think often gets overlooked is what we're doing today is staying hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many people get hurt because and I've completely done this myself, where maybe you stay up late one night having a couple too many beers, and then you wake up in the morning.
You text your friends about doing a water challenge the next day.
You wake up the next morning.
But you guys can't do an ibuprofen challenge.
Water and ibuprofen, guys. Let's do it.
You wake up the next morning, you start drinking coffee, you're really not getting your water
Right.
in, you go into the gym, and it's like, oh man, my chest feels super tight, I'm going to push through it and keep going, and then you get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot into, making sure you have rest, making sure you're drinking water, making sure you're taking care of your body, really listening to what's going on. It's not just going into the gym like you claim and just like, I'm going to hit
Yeah.
up beast mode.
Yeah.
If you feel something that's nagging or coming on, back off a little bit.
Right.
Take it easy. Work on more of the pre-injury type workouts. You don't have to go hardcore every single time you go into the gym.
Well, I think part of that too is just having that preparation before the session. Like if I've got a squat or a deadlift day, I'll pay more attention to my bench. What's that? 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'll
Killing it.
Oh,
I'll make
man.
sure the day before those sessions that I get in, 2 gallons of water. Really?
Sorry, man. I
I'm
was
trying to do a podcast over here.
I'm gonna use a big word. I can't think of one. But yeah, just making sure.
Think of a big word. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Why are you pissed off about my phone? There's a stupid garbage truck driving up and down your street, and you have your garage door open. Seriously, and you're pissed off about a YouTube video?
I'm not pissed. I'm over here just take this up with your brother.
Oh, that's sorry, man.
Why is it on
Oh
that?
yeah, no, it's
My
good.
bad.
I was the one who said it.
You did?
Yeah.
I was so
I was
caught
the
up in the
one-
moment. I'm irate right now.
You better email him an apology.
You didn't.
Alright.
So I like to drink lots of water and take electrolytes the day before I train to make sure that I am
You
adequately
take a lot of
hydrated.
electrolytes post-training too, don't you?
Yeah, it's 105 degrees in here during the day, and I'm here for 11 hours. So
Oh my god.
I
baby,
will throw
party.
electrolyte part. Oh, look at me! I sit in a chair in air conditioning. I bench press. I lay down when I do that too.
I don't burn too many calories.
I know.
We need to come up with a cool nickname for
We need to
you.
come up with a fucking Midol challenge.
I don't know about you guys, but I drink way too much water.
Do you have to go pee?
No, my stomach hurts so bad. What?
I'm playing with your mind.
I bet after you finish that, you're not going to think my idea of peeing in the vomit bags in the airline is that bad of an idea.
That's an
You'd
idea.
be like, oh, that's not that bad.
It's gonna be an issue if I throw the water up in the vomit bag first, though.
But I mean, that's what I think that going back to what we're supposed to be
I
talking
was
about.
trying to say.
Yeah, I think that it is a good idea. Hydrating. I try not to necessarily do a lot of water loading before my training. I try to just always stay hydrated, which does become a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And for me,
Especially when it comes with eating too, because
yeah,
what's nice is when it is hot like this, I've been putting down 2 gallons of water at least for the last month and a
Right.
half, just because it's hot. And I don't even really think about it,
Mhm.
but it does make it hard to still keep up on food because you're full all the time.
and I think that's the big issue that I have as well is just the eating thing. Like eating's such a chore.
Clearly, it looks like that's challenging for you.
It is.
How many calories do you think you're taking in a day right now?
Right now I'm probably down to about 6,000 a day.
Down.
Yeah.
Well, what's the highest you've been at?
10.
10.
10,000 a day.
How hard was that?
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
What? what do your meals look like for 10,000 calories?
It's all just mostly. It's just like protein source. Generally, just a meat. I generally each meal eat about 3 or 4 pounds of meat.
Each
And
meal?
then- Yeah, and then
How many meals in a day?
4.
Jeez.
You eat 3 to 4 pounds of meat at each meal.
Yeah,
He
Do
loves
you
meat.
shit ever?
yeah, occasionally. And then it's always spinach and broccoli, and then some carrots with it.
Wow.
Oh.
My first meal. I mean,
So
that's,
you eat like
that's not
12
true.
pounds of meat per day.
Yeah.
No wonder you're broke.
My first meal of the day is always I try to. I've been lazy about it lately, just because I don't like doing it. So I've just been eating cereal. So I eat half a box of cereal for breakfast. But what I was eating was I'd eat a dozen eggs with Spam in it.
That's like 90 grams of carbs.
I know.
It'd be cheaper to just eat some rice.
But I mean, it's a thing of. For me, it's also I do a lot of stupid ass stuff now too,
Yeah.
like run miles.
So you're kind of go, so you're
Right.
going to burn it up.
So I try not to, but I mean, I don't. If I do eat carbs, it's generally the rice, or I'll have my cereal in the morning. But I try to limit my carbs throughout the day and just keep it up with the fats and the proteins.
Are you like what's his name? The deep cheeks guy, deep water.
Yeah, John
Like John
Anderson.
Anderson. His style.
Yeah,
I read Tony Montgomery's book last week, and he's got a pretty interesting approach with dieting, and seeing some of the transformations he's been able to do with just himself personally is off the hook. I mean, I don't know, it's crazy. I hate dieting. You know, I kind of talked to you guys briefly about
Right.
me dieting last night when I apparently pissed you guys all off.
I'm fine.
I was asleep.
Yeah.
I'm at work. Phone is vibrating in my pocket nonstop.
I like how you text
I
like a
know.
girl because you send like 3 words per message. Hey guys. Hey guys.
Like I said, I go in the bathroom and I'm brushing my teeth and I just set my phone down. It's like, I'm like, what the hell is
I
going on?
didn't feel
over
like you
here?
guys responded quick enough to.
You were literally
My text.
texting every 2
No, my
seconds.
I know.
phone was in my lap. It felt good. I left it there.
You're like, come on, text me again.
Oh, yeah.
Text me again.
Oh,
I
it's
just
Adrian.
I felt like I wasn't important enough to get a quicker response, so I thought I would
I
just
answered.
keep going.
I answered.
Yeah, no, I was.
Scroll back through.
Yeah.
I just waited until you guys like had a pause and then I started texting.
Yeah, 'cause that was the issue I was having, was then trying to reread the 19 messages I had on my phone. As I'm trying to read those, you guys continued to send more.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So
we
the
were team
phone-
building.
Yeah.
So the phone would go all the way back to the beginning, and I got...
These podcasts aren't going to do themselves.
I don't know, where was it that you guessed me and Jeff were on our knees at a glory hole? Is that helping us out with the podcast right now? Was that part of our topic today?
I'm sorry.
I got one.
Drink up, princess.
Oh,
Listen.
man.
Listen, when I come up with certain things to say, sometimes I can't help myself. I just have to say
He
it.
doesn't have a filter.
Yeah. Just crash right into it. Just do it.
All right, we got anything else on recovery that we want to go with?
I mean, I the biggest thing I'm going to say is, the big point I want
I
to
do
say
have a
is
point.
just that I would say you at least need to take 1 day off a week.
Yeah.
At the minimum. I mean, and that doesn't necessarily mean you have. To be honest, I would like to everybody just do 1 day of really not doing anything. That 1 day to just kind of completely relax, completely think about something else. You know, if you want to do that foam rolling, a little bit of mobility stuff, I think that's great. But take at least one
Yeah.
day that you don't do any lifting, you don't really go after it or anything like that. That's
I also believe we would be remiss if if we did not also consider how stress affects your recovery.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's a really big one that we will go over time on. Just because the amount of life stress that you have is going to affect how well you can recover from the training that you're doing in the gym.
How does stress affect the recovery process?
I like to think of it like a bucket.
All right.
You have a stress bucket. Let's say we have a jug full of water. Or it used to be full of water because I'm almost done with mine. Your ability to accommodate and handle stress is finite. And so if you fill up half your bucket with being stressed out with work, you are arguing with your girlfriend, your kids are pissing you off, you I don't know.
Adrian's making fun of
You
me.
have-
So
brother-
far, you haven't tackled anything that you deal with.
No, I'm the low stress person. let's say you've got a brother who makes fun of you all the time, and then like when you do work out, we all make fun of you when we film it. So out of this big a bucket of stress, you've only got this much left to recover from training before it all spills over and everything falls apart.
Okay. So what you're saying is I need to find different people to lift with.
Yeah,
That
probably.
would take away.
That would get rid of at least most of your stress.
I'm not gonna lie, that slingshot thing was funny. Why you would ever fall for that? He puts
Hold
the
on.
slingshot
He's
behind
like,
your
"What
head.
muscle did this work?"
I feel it. I really feel it.
You guys tell me, hey, we're going to show you how to use this because you don't know. It's supposed to be an instructional video. So yeah, when you tell me to put my arms up over my head, I put my arms up over my head because it's an instructional video.
It's crazy because when I was thinking about it while you were benching, I'm like, there's no way he'll fall for it. There's no way he'll ever fall for this. And then you started putting your hands up, I'm like, no way he's going to do it? Oh, that was pretty funny.
So
Yeah,
what
that's
you
great.
need to do, Josh, is find other ways of emptying your stress bucket. Minimize the amount of stress that you have in your life. Get enough sleep. Eat good quality food. Drink
Sleep
enough
is
water.
a really good point
Probably.
that I feel we should have talked about.
Yeah.
Too. Oh my
Probably
God.
block me on from texting you would probably help.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I honestly, for me, it's a lot of that mental visual
Mental visualization.
yeah, visualization. That visualization and that, like I like to do a lot of meditation and stuff like that just to try to get my head around what I'm going to be doing.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm drowning.
This water challenge couldn't have gone any worse.
Yes! Best challenge ever!
Why were you deep throating your mouth?
What's
It was
funny
all
is that's not the
It
first
was
time
all
I've
good
seen you
until
do
I
that.
made contact with you. I was like, I can't look at him.
This is the first time I've seen him do that.
That's how you just wanted to finish the challenge that way. Just pour the water all over yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not done.
Then you didn't have to drink it.
Wow.
I'm so.
You were such a train wreck.
Wait a minute though. I don't believe that I'm going to lose to the guy who's wearing more water than he drinks.
Yeah,
I have drank way more water.
I'm going to have to go out on a limb here and say this is ridiculous.
I'm already at a gallon.
Oh man.
This will be the last of my gallon. And I had more than a gallon in here.
Well, a gallon is 3.78 of these.
Yeah.
This is my fourth one.
You can bring out your shirt and get that liter of water out
Wow.
too,
Anyways.
Let's go back to
So-
sleep.
So sleep, I
sleep.
think, is very important. And if people neglect that too, because it's like I'm going to be hustling so much and trying to do so much stuff, they never take the time to actually sleep to recover from their gym or from the time in the gym.
or? Now, when you guys say sleep is important, are we talking like how many hours are we talking about for sleep?
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with how much you train. Like when I was
Yeah.
doing 6-hour-a-day training sessions, like everybody was like, "How do you recover?" Because I would do 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, and everybody's like, well, "How do you do this?" I was sleeping like 12, 14 hours a night.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think, regardless of how you train, I think you have to sleep the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So they did an interesting study where they put a guy in a dark room, and I can't remember what the time frame was, but he had to live in this dark room where he had no control over what time it was. He couldn't know what time it was,
Right.
and his sleep was not affected by if it was light out or dark out. And what was interesting is he would sleep 13 hours. And it would always be different, right? He might be up for only 8 hours and then sleep 13, and then the next one he might be up for 10 hours, but he always slept for 13 hours. And I think that's the way that our society is. I mean, we're always go, go, go. We got to hustle. We got to go to the gym. We have family to take care of, right? I mean, you're
Yeah.
focusing every extra thing you do around your daughter, your wife, whatever you got going on with family, and then you got the gym, and then you got work and whatever. So we're always busy, but I think oftentimes that's the very first thing that's neglected is, well, guess what? I'm only going to get 4 hours of sleep tonight. I just got to man up tomorrow
Right.
and go through it. One of the things I found for me is I take naps, and I almost take a nap every day that I'm off. When I'm at work, obviously I can't, but on my
Yeah,
days
right.
off,
You know you-
I try, but I don't get away with it. On my days off, I'll typically, I try to get about 7 hours of sleep at night. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But then I take at least a 1 hour nap in the middle of the day, and that makes a world of difference. The days that I don't get that nap in, I'm kind of dragging a little bit, but I always feel refreshed. And if I'm going to go to the gym, I try to go to the gym in the morning, and then I'll take a nap right as I get home. So I'll kind of take my post-workout and then go and sleep for a little bit.
And that's sort of the like what I do on my off days is like on Tuesday, like I trained 3 times on Monday. I did 3 training sessions on Monday, and on when I on Tuesday I was my off day, and I didn't have to go to work or anything. So Tuesday what I did was I like got 8 hours of sleep, woke up, ate some food, went back to sleep.
Yeah.
Woke up, ate some food, did some mobility stuff, went back to sleep. Woke up, ate something, did some mobility stuff, went back to sleep. That's pretty much what my whole day was just sleeping and like stretching and mobility
Yeah.
stuff.
And you need to have some of those days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for me, I don't get that very often. You know, you have a couple of kids running around.
Right.
Like this morning, one of our dogs, they're in heat, so it has to wear a diaper.
Yeah.
And about 6:45 this morning, the dog was sleeping in my daughter's room. Door gets kicked open. Oh my God! And I pop out of bed like, oh geez, there's a fire,
Yeah.
there's a bad guy in the house, there's
Whatever.
something's crazy going on. And she's holding this diaper and goes, it came off. I'm like, okay, well let me relax for a second here. But I mean, it was like that's a sleep.
Yeah.
You got to get your sleep as much as you can when you can around whatever you got going on.
I think the other half of that is then knowing how to regulate the training when you're not getting that recovery. And that's something that I've been dealing with for the last couple weeks, just as everything's been on my plate at once. I've had to be wise enough to be able to sit back and be like, all right, I need to maybe dial things back at least for the next couple of weeks. Since
Bring back the RPMs a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if you were making fun of me or not.
No, I'm not.
I was like, that's a good analogy, but your face says I'm being mocked.
Right, that's the same
Yeah.
thing I was thinking. I was like, is he making
like,
fun of you
No,
right now?
I'm genuine.
Yeah, so dial it back a little bit, just
Can
because
I
I
drink
know
your
that I'm
other
not.
bottle?
You know what? That's it. We're done.
You can drink that one. Oh man, I don't really have to pee, but how's that working?
There's no way to get the last bit out.
Suck harder. All right.
Of course you don't have to pee. You had like a liter of water.
Well,
You drank less liquid than a construction worker on their way to work.
first of all, you don't get to make fun of me spilling your shit all over the
Twice.
place.
I can.
Twice you threw your water all over the
I
place.
still drank more water.
I am going to say, I think you wasted money on water this morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
How many are left?
How many are left?
I only got that one left.
Oh, there's still time. The podcast isn't over.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
For what?
Let's go. Grab your water. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go.
Oh. Oh man. Oh damn it.
Ugh.
I really didn't want to lose this one.
You have to go pee
I
yet?
was really worried that I was going to lose this one.
Oh.
Really?
No, not at all. I just drank 4 liters and another 20 ounces of weak water.
In 56 minutes.
Yeah,
That's pretty
Nice
good.
work. I'm proud of you.
thanks.
It's funny. I put the picture up on Instagram, and I was like, "Make sure you take salt pills so you don't die."
I did get a question this week by somebody who wanted to talk a little bit about bands, adding bands into their training. I feel using bands for your main movement is not the best approach. I feel that you compromise your technique and you're more focused on pressing as hard as you can, and you let the more important things fly out the window, right? I think bands are important, and I think adding them into your accessory work, maybe dead pin presses,
Yeah.
face pulls, whatever, band snatches, front raises. I mean, I've done all kinds of crazy things with bands, but I have completely gone away from putting them in with the main movement. What do you guys think about that?
That's I used to do a lot of band stuff for my speed work and trying to be more explosive off my chest. If I'm gonna include bands in my workouts now on my main movements, I don't consider it that main movement. I consider it a complete variation of that main movement. So if I do I used to hitch my deadlifts horribly, and I would just do straight up strongman style deadlifts, and that's not good for powerlifting. So I started trying to be like, okay, I need to get better at this hitching thing and not do this hitching thing anymore. So I started doing banded deadlifts. It took away my hitch, but it messed my form up horribly. And what I started doing then was, if I'm going to do I don't do them very often, but if I do banded deadlifts, let's say, I'm going to do it as a variation of a deadlift. I'm still going to do my deadlift work that week, but I'll use banded deadlifts as like an accessory movement to improve my deadlift, but don't consider it a deadlift. I consider it a banded deadlift, or a banded bench, or a, banded squats.
Because you throw everything out the window, it'd be like going to a max weight week in,
Right.
week out. Once you start hitting your max weight, your form is going to break down.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it. And so using bands, especially on a heavy day, that's all that's going to happen. You concur?
I concur. I feel like it always puts it too much on. Feels like it's on tracks.
Right.
Feels almost Smith machiney. So I've like reverse bands a little better than just pulling against band tension, and that's probably just because I don't have a platform where I can pull against them. But I like chains better. I just feel like there's a little bit more carryover, and pulling against chains feels more.
Well, and I like to use crazy bells a lot. Like
Yeah.
taking the kettlebells off and stuff, especially on my bench press, because I find that that's the thing that makes me engage my lats more than anything else. Because if I just try to bring that, if I put the kettlebells on the ends and I bring that out and I try to bring it down, it's just going to flop all over the place and I can't do anything. So it really taught me to stay controlled the whole time. And so if I'm trying to do, I mean, it's going to be that, what am I trying to improve? Like, why am I incorporating bands in? If the only reason I'm incorporating bands in is to increase speed, I'd rather use chains. If I'm trying to address a certain issue, then I might not necessarily need to use the bands to address that issue. I could do it with, if you're bringing that bar down just sloppy, using the crazy bells or something like that can help to help you to improve that weakness that you have, instead of just being like, let's use bands now, let's go speed bench with some bands. It's a good time. And I've kind of, this guy I know who benches okay, Adrian, he told me one time, he said, he always talks about when you're benching off your chest. You got to throw it off that 135 the same way as if it's 700 pounds. Doesn't matter, attack all the weights exactly the same, have that same mental image in your head. And that was one of the things that really helped me with all of my lifting, and I try to do that with everything I do, is approach the bar the same every way, and, not necessarily be like, yeah, beast mode, let's go! But I mean, still...
You're not being comfortable with whatever you're doing.
Right, but, every weight I do, instead of just being like, oh, it's 135, well, this is easy. Still do it seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a video for this week?
Jaren, do we?
We could watch The Beast.
Yes, that's what it was. We most certainly do.
So Jeff, where can people find you at while Jaren looks
You
at
can
this
just
video?
go ahead and find me on Instagram or Twitter at Ragnavok, or you can find me on the YouTubes. My YouTube channel is The Ragnavok, or you can just go ahead and search Jeff Pearson Strongman on the YouTubes and all should pop up. I also coach at Interviews CrossFit, so if you want to come there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, I'm generally there. So,
Adrian, what about you?
Well, we got some interesting things on the horizon for the Alpha Project. The website we just changed from the Alpha Project training.org, which I felt was too long. Felt like it's a little complicated for people. We're changing it to larsonpress.com, and it'll still be everything Alpha Project, but that way it'll be a little more easier to identify with me. That's in the process right now. So in the next week or so, check out larsonpress.com. Also, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Alpha Project _ or Alpha _ Project.
yeah, Alpha _ Project.
Yeah, whatever.
Jaren, what about you?
I'm about 3 episodes away from changing all my shit to just like Savage Gym. I may do that. You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Jaren Carriage. If you can't spell my name by now, then whatever. You probably don't really even care about following me. Also on Facebook, Jaren Carriage, YouTube, Savage Gym, and online at savagegym.com.
Oh, very nice.
Hey, Chalk Talkers.
You guys can find me on Twitter, jlarson2498, Facebook.
We took the J off.
I feel you need to pick your game up a little bit on social media.
You need to get rid of the digits auto-populated number thing.
Well, it's not an auto.
I am Josh 1937.
The 2498's like a number I've had for a long time.
Okay.
Which is fine. I'm fine with the number, but you need to pick your game up a little bit.
Well, I mean, I did the celebrity
Right.
doppelganger
That's the
thing, but
first time you've
That was
done
funny.
First thing
anything.
you posted.
in like a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
You need to
pretty
step
low.
it up.
Yeah, no, I do. It's hard though. There's a lot of stuff going on. Life.
Step it up.
All right. Let's check this video out.
My name is Angelo Samarita, also known as the Beast for WXW.
Excuse me?
The bench press, the record right now is 725 pounds.
So this guy's going after Spoto's
And
record.
I'm going to be attempting 725 pounds.
Good for
So
him.
So far as I did get 720 back in last April.
And he's wearing one wrist wrap.
Man, he's Larson pressing
Larson
though.
press.
Two times a day, six days a week.
He benches twice a day.
On 4 days. Honestly, it's really heavy, but I focus on, it's more of a mental game than anything.
You gotta be
Anything
kidding me.
about powerlifting and weightlifting, you gotta be more mental.
So he can't bench 405.
But in your mind's telling you, that's too much weight, that's 700 pounds, so you can't do it, but you gotta get that out. But it is
Barefoot,
super
too.
heavies, block it out as best I can.
I want you guys to understand
Oh,
something.
jeez.
The unassisted bench press is 722.
Can you wear face bait next time you bench?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to.
If you've ever seen a YouTube clip of
Oh, he's got thumb loops though.
looks like a scuba suit, a tight scuba like
He's not wearing a singlet. His butt might come up.
that's a lifting suit. That helps him lift more. This is unassisted.
I don't see the judges.
Just wrist straps. No suit, no nothing. The record is
I love it how people say suit. Like it's a suit. It's a stupid bench press shirt. Seriously. You're not wearing a suit.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please put your hands together and welcome the man WXW's own God Hughes.
You gotta be kidding.
Nope.
He can't even unwrap it.
I've still got it.
Oh, he got that. He locked it out.
He's got one more in.
No way. He does it again? So that was so close the first time. Yeah, let's help him. Come on, guys.
The judge had to come in and help lift it off.
Well, he just wasn't set that first time. He wasn't ready.
Yeah, no. Oh! Goodness. You want to do it again?
He might have had the wrong song on his iPhone. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it. I'm hurt.
He didn't even seem close.
Next time.
Why are they raising his hands? He didn't do it.
Because he went for it. He tried.
He tried. Dude,
I feel like you have a chance at this.
I should try for that then.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could set up this huge event, get some huge sponsors.
Oh, yeah. Can I go after your bench record?
Yeah.
I'll do it without feet.
Okay.
Done. All right, guys, that's our episode for today. Thanks for watching, and suck it.
You're close. Are you close?
Hey, real quick.
Wait, is that it?
No, it's not the other
Oh,
one.
never mind.
But we should end the podcast now, because if we end it right now, Adrian didn't finish his either, and we both lose. End it now,
I'm
and
a
we both
lot
lose.
less than you.
If we end it now, but we both lose because you didn't finish it, these guys did. I think 2 losers are better than 1.
I'm about to click the button. It's not time. The podcast isn't over. Still got a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, relax the tonsils.
Get it.
Relax the
Why?
tonsils.
Damn
There
it.
you go.
Look at
There you
that.
go. Come
Look at that
on.
little
Come
wart
on.
right there.
First of all, we had a chance.
Suck it. Podcast over.
Suck it.
Oh, you're such an ass, Jared. We had a